Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Adara and welcome back to part 3, the final part of this podcast, talking about Joey's, also known the Anime Man's, top 100 anime list of all time poll. I am back with my senpai, Bridget. Say hi.
Hi everybody, and I've got my co-host Sweet Walter with me today.
AKA White Wine, so lucky bastard gets to drink and I don't. So this should be a great finale for our trilogy podcasting thingamabob. I actually haven't uploaded part 3, so I'm very sorry about how part 2 was cut. Because I had to travel that exact same day and I kind of had to, I didn't know if I was going to make 2 or 3 parts. But I finally decided to make 3 parts because when I looked at how long the second part we recorded, it was 2 hours because we couldn't shut the fuck up about the anime we were talking about. But you know what? More is merrier. You like orgies. More is merrier. So, at least I think so. You know, like, the more you talk about a specific anime, I think it's best, you know? Get it all out. So, yeah! We're going to continue with the basically top 22. Not even top 20, it's a top 22 anime. So we left out with my favorite anime, Spirited Away, and now we're going to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, aka best meme ever, 10 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on JoJo, Bridget?
There aren't enough words to simply describe the plot in this short little video.
There's a plot?
And there's actually a lot of, like, cool, like, little symbolism kind of things, too, like in the opening and closing and stuff. So there's, I don't know. You just have to watch it. You just watch it. That's all I'm going to say. It's good action. It's craziness, and it's amazing. And it's an experience, but don't watch it on acid if you do drugs.
No, I think that actually make it more fun. So, JoJo is basically a very over-the-top, very wild and energetic anime. So, like, there's a lot of shit going on, you know, these big, gigantic, bulky guys are fighting each other, and the JoJo family has to try to save the world from these vampire freak weirdos that wants to rule the world. And like every JoJo has a generation, so basically it skips a generation with every story. Like every arc starts with one JoJo, which is, I think the first one is Joseph Joestar. I don't remember. And then the second one...
Yeah, he was like the original.
Yeah, he's the original JoJo, where everything started with the whole vampire thing, which is funny.
The whole Count of Monte Cristo revenge story, too. It's a story of love and betrayal.
Yeah. So it's very funny, because when you look at JoJo, be like, is that a motherfucking JoJo reference? And all that JoJo shit, you're like, oh my god, this is just gonna be an anime. Like, I thought at first that this is gonna be an anime that's not gonna take itself seriously. It's just gonna be insanity all the time. And it is! It's very insane. But it also actually does have a story and a plot, you know? It's not like fucking Gintama that you don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's sort of like... Okay, just hear me out. It's kind of like a crazy orgy between, like, the Double Dragons remake game that they have on Xbox One now, Castlevania, Berserk, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, if those things got together and decided that they were going to make a baby, you would end up with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, basically.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's, I actually only watched the Joseph and Jonathan arcs, which is like the first 25 episodes, 24 episodes. I didn't watch the one that's considered the best arc with the Japanese Joseph, because it's cool that like every Joseph is also from a different culture. Like the first one is British, the second one is American, third one's Japanese, and so on and so forth. So it's very cool. It's definitely, if you like really over the top crazy adventure stuff, because I remember when I first watched the first episode of JoJo, I was smiling ear to ear. Like, it's one of those things that you watch, you're like, this is fun. I have never, like, been so excited by the energy of an anime before. Like, you know your typical, Sorry
apparently something in the background's excited about it too.
Yeah, somebody on the, like, some dog is like, oh, I love JoJo! Sorry guys, I live beside the street. If you know my, if you've been here around my channel, you know that I live beside the street. I really can't help these sounds. But anyway, yeah. So if you really like energetic, fun, shonen, like action-packed, I recommend JoJo. It's very fun to watch. Okay, moving in at number 21, Gurren Lagann, or Tegen Toppen, Gurren Lagann, or whatever you want to call it. So this is like the OG of the, maybe not the original, but it's like the best one of the, it's my favorite, like, Gotham's, what are the giant robots called? What are they called? What are they called?
You can just call them mechas, the general term, but I guess you're looking for the word Gundam, or you're looking for the word they actually use.
Yeah, Gundam, like the mechas, basically. Mechas, anime are basically the genre of, animes with giant robots. So you guys know, like I talked before about how much I hate Code Geass, but this one I like. And, like, the reason I hate Code Geass is not even about the robots. So, this Gurren Lagann, I really liked. I thought it was very cool. It's a very cool robot story. Like, even if you're not that into robots, you're gonna be into the story because it's basically about these people that live underground and then they go to the surface of the world for the first time and they look for adventure. And it's cool, okay? There's even, like, a time gap. It's very nice, very good anime. I liked it very much. I actually used to have a crush on it was Simon, like the 14-year-old. Like, I thought he was cute when he was 14, and as an adult he even got hotter, so I'm like, damn, boy. But then, like, he spoiler, but he has his waifu, and I'm like, god damn it. God damn it. You know?
Don't give spoilers up, man. Come on.
The wife.
Me about.
It doesn't really matter. It's like a tiny spoiler. It's just he has a waifu. Like every guy has his girl, right? So he has his girl, and I'm like, god damn it. No, a spoiler would be blank character guys, which we're not gonna talk about here.
Yeah.
So, like, let's just say that there's a big tragedy that does happen in this anime, and it makes Simon grow as a person.
And it ends on a sad note, too. A bittersweet note. As well,
bittersweet. I wouldn't call it sad. I would say bittersweet. But, you know, overall, good anime. Do you have any more thoughts?
It's same company that did Kill la Kill and I think Panty and Stocking, so it's another Gainax masterpiece.
Oh.
Them trying to make up for doing Evangelion, which, you know.
I did not watch Panty and Stocking, but I do love Kill la Kill. I think it's a really good anime. We already talked about it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we already talked about that, and it's kind of like Simon reminds me a lot of Mob from Mob Psycho 100 because he starts off as like this kind of very, very weak, passive male character who has his, you know, big brother basically showing him how to be a man. And it's fun watching his development as a character. So I would definitely recommend watching it. It's a really good kind of study of character development and growth. It's mainly action-y and it has some filler and a lot of fan service, but a lot of comedy too. So it's action, comedy, and kick-ass action. So if you like Kill la Kill and you like big robots, then this might be for you.
And yeah, speaking of fan service, that Yoko though, man, like Jesus Christ, those
I think
she has like the best personalities, beautiful personalities.
I think my favorite thing is like the whole thing where they're like the good morning sunshine and like her towel pops open and
lol.
Simon becomes a man. It's a beautiful scene. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like Yoko is one of those, Google her if you have the time, if you don't know who she is. Yoko is one of those characters that she's 14 years old, but she looks 21 already, which is like fucked up.
To be fair, they actually handle relationships and love really well in that anime too. It's not like your typical thing. Like there's character development, and it's all nice and squishy, just like Yoko's boobies.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I agree. I also like how they'll handle relationships, you know, like it's like you like a girl, she doesn't like you back. That's cool, you know, there's plenty of fish in the sea. You're gonna find your partner someday. It has that kind of story, which I like.
But you're still gonna die a neckbeard virgin. I swear to God, I'm not drunk. I promise.
Okay, chill with the white wine, woman. Plus.
But,
Okay.
anyway,
Number 19, Gintama. So,
wait. So we're gonna just skip over haikyuu. Haikyuu's 20.
Oh, fuck. I forgot haikyuu. I thought, I was like, is Gintama haikyuu? Like, I kept looking, which one? And, I don't know. I'm not even drinking, and I'm like, what the fuck? My eyes hurt, okay? Haikyuu. So I don't get this anime. Like, I get this anime, but at the same time, I don't get this anime, because I've watched Free, Kuroko no Basket, and I've watched Yuri on Ice. Honestly, out of all the sports anime I've seen, this is my least favorite, and for some reason, it's more popular than all three of them, and I'm like, why though? Like, why?
I can tell you why.
Why?
Because the guys suck at the game. They suck really hard at the game, but through hard work, they gradually get better. So it's kind of like Mob Psycho 100, like the whole concept of self-improvement and what can rivalry and willpower get you.
Yeah, but you have characters that I guess, but I don't know. I just found it so underwhelming because I watched the first season, and I don't even get I don't feel any emotional connection to these characters. Like they just I feel like the other sports anime did it better. Like I now that you say they actually suck in the beginning, I can kind of understand that they work their way, through getting better.
But wait,
that might be more appealing.
Kohai, have you tried shipping them? Just try shipping them. It might help.
I also tried shipping them, and it's like, no, I don't see ships in this anime. It's also like there's so many hardcore ships, and I don't see the gay. I don't see the gay, man. I see the gay in Free and then Yuri, but I don't see the gay in Haikyuu. It's like this is the least gay anime that I've seen, and also
that's why it's the most blatant. It's the character designs that people like sometimes, not necessarily the the characters. It's why Harry Potter / is so popular. It would never happen. And that's why it's so hot.
I kept comparing Kuroko no Basket to this anime every time I was watching it. And I remember watching Kuroko, I remember being more excited about it. I was actually super excited, super pumped, super into it, and I like the designs for the Kuroko no Basket characters. True, every character is basically a color, but I don't know, I like Kuroko more. And they do struggle in Kuroko. There are some times that they lose and they have to start over. And that's cool. But in this anime, I tried to get into it because my girlfriends were always like, I love these characters! And I'm like, I like Kuroko better. I don't see it, I like Kuroko more. Cause and I even see more ships in Kuroko, Maybe it's
Did
because...
it come out before the other ones? It could be possible that it was just the first of the trend that later followed, and that could be it too.
Which one, Kuroko or Haikyuu?
Yeah, which one came before? Because it could be if one of them came before the other one, it could be that started a trend.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm pretty sure Free came before both of them. But I think Kuroko
Haikyuu started being serialized in February 2012.
I think Kuroko came before because it has 75 episodes and it's over. And Haikyuu got its third season I think last year, but it's not done. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't get the appeal with this one. I mean, if you like it, that's cool. Maybe also it's because I don't like volleyball. like, I'm not a big sports person, but between basketball and volleyball, I like basketball more, but even though I'm not a sports person, I really got into Kuroko, so I don't get why this didn't work for me, but I guess it just didn't work for me, and for most people it did, and it's like, it's just, unfortunately, I will never understand, I guess.
Okay, so as far as I guess the order goes, according to just like a quick little wiki search, Kuroko's basketball came first as far as being a serialized manga went, followed by Haikyuu, and then I guess the light novel for Free, which is what it was apparently based off of, was after that. So I guess where one shows them being awesome characters and kicking ass, Haikyuu is the subversive, we suck at this, but we're getting better thing. And it might even be to the physical comedy in it, because I've seen a lot of memes made with, like, I think it's Hinata, like, getting beamed in the head with the ball quite a bit.
The guy with the orange hair?
Hi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I also thought that I would love him. Actually, there's one character that I really like in this anime, and it's the short one, the one that's shorter than the one with the orange hair. He's my favorite because he's so cute and I like his personality. Like, he's the only character that I really like in that anime. Like, I just wish you could take him from the anime and just put him in another anime. The one that has, like, the little yellow thing in the middle of his hair.
I've never seen it, so I really can't attest to any of that, so it wasn't my thing. I don't like sports animes.
So basically, like, my point is that there's only one character that I like. If you know it, you'll know which one I'm talking about. The one that's, like, super crazy energetic, that gets normally shipped with the big tall guy. So I think he's cute. He's the character that I actually like, and I wish he was in another anime because I just want to see him somewhere else. Because I don't want to watch Haikyuu seasons 2 and 3 because of one character, So yeah, shame. Too bad. So sad. So, number 19, Gintama. So you want to take this one?
I have never actually seen this one because it got too pop. I am one of those people who refuses to watch an anime when it gets too popular. But I've heard that the slapstick comedy in it is really good, and some of the action scenes are pretty kick-ass.
So there's one reason why I hesitate. There are two reasons why I hesitate to watch Gintama. Because a lot of people say it's like one of the best comedy anime of all time, right? But the reason why I hesitated to watch it is because I also know that there's a lot of Japanese jokes in this anime. So I'm scared of watching and not liking this because I won't understand a lot of the Japanese humor. Because, like, people are, like, there's a lot of making fun of anime, which sure I'll get. But there's also a lot of Japanese references all the time, everywhere. And it's, like, super long, so it's, like, that's why I'm kind of hesitating to watch Gintama. It's on my list. I will watch it eventually. But I think that's gonna be more like, in, like, fucking, I don't know, 10 years from now when I watched at least 500 anime. Well, the list is growing. Right now I'm on 135 or something. But I wanna watch...
you'll never catch up.
There's always more to watch. Like, I just want to watch more anime before I start Gintama. Also, it's hard of me to watch, like, a long anime and get to it with someone. Like, last long anime that I saw was Hunter x Hunter, and I watched it with a friend, so it was like... I think watching longer anime is more fun when you're watching it with someone else.
That's true.
Yeah, like, you can watch like a short anime on your own because it could be your time, but then you can when it comes to longer anime, I feel like you bond more if you watch an anime that's long with someone else. I think that's more fun because it takes longer and you don't have to be picky about what you're gonna choose to watch. Let's just continue watching this anime. It's like, oh, okay, sure. So yeah, so I will watch it, but it's not today. It's not next year. Maybe like when I'm 25 or something. Okay, number 18, Assassination Classroom. Okay, so I normally don't find comedy anime funny, but this motherfucker, Koro Sensei, he is the funniest motherfucker in history that I've ever seen in anime. Like, I don't laugh at anime. I don't find, like, comedy anime that funny. Like, at most, I'll get a chuckle or just smile on my brain. But Kodo Sensei, the main character in this anime, who's like a octopus yellow alien, he got me laughing my ass off out loud, dude. Like, I was, like, laughing hysterically, because he's just that funny. He's really funny. There was this joke on the second season where he went to Brazil, and it was like during the World Cup, where Brazil lost like 7-2 from Germany, and I hate soccer, so I laughed so hard about that because he was like, oh, I really shouldn't talk about how the loss of 7-2 was so pathetic here in Brazil. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. And then all the Brazilians were like, 7-2, 7-2, 7-2, like all the Brazilians went insane, and they basically went to fucking attack Kodo Sensei like, we will kill you! And I'm just
Hey man,
dying.
football's no joke.
Yeah, for Brazilians, football's no joke. You don't talk about football, man. It's like religion. You don't talk about fucking football. Like, it was so funny. I love this anime. It's one of my favorites. Like, Kodo Sensei is one of my favorite characters of all time. Top notch. He's just so funny. And his backstory as well is like really tragic. And, you know, it has a sadness, but he's just so cool.
And they do a really good job with misdirecting attention on what actually happened with his backstory too until like the second season. So
what I find very interesting as well about this anime is how they hide the gruesomeness of murder. Because the thing about this anime, the plot is basically having to kill Kodo Sensei, which is the main character. Because he's an alien that is going to destroy the world in 1 year. So he's a teacher in this one classroom.
I think I can explain it better.
Okay, you explain it.
Gonna take a shot. So you basically, it has like a stupid name, right? Assassination Classroom. It conjures up this mental image of something that's going to be a lot like
gory
battle royale, right?
Yeah.
Students killing each other, which is not what you get at all. And then you see the design for like the main, you know, antagonist of the series, and it's this goofy looking octopus thing, right? Like this thing's supposed to be raping teenage girls, not, you know, no, this is stupid. And it's easy to brush it off, but then you actually start to watch it, right? And it kind of has your, you know, typical setting in a Japanese high school, and it's an elite academy where students who are kind of at the bottom of the pile get shoved into this campus that's really inconvenient to get to and subpar in order to make an example of them. And that's because the guy who runs the school is, you know, very much emphasizing that if you're not elite, you're nothing at all, which is a pretty big issue with a lot of Asian cultures as far as their approach to, you know, being attractive and intelligent. If you're not elite, then you're worthless. So that's supposed to help the students do well. So all these kids, I believe it's E class, I think, or F. I don't remember what the actual class designation is.
It's E.
So they're in E class. And they're already basically considered delinquents and washouts. They're not important. But Koro Sensei makes a deal with the government, basically, that, tell you what, I won't destroy the world, and I'll give you 1 year, but on the condition that you let me teach this class for a year. And they have a year to kill me. And it's stupid. And it's like, well, why the hell would an alien want to do this? Because they don't know what he is yet, and he doesn't really fully know necessarily. And so the kids get stuck with this crazy, over-the-top, eccentric, but incredibly dedicated and efficient teacher who not only teaches them how to make the most of their individual skills and values them as individuals, but also uses techniques on assassination to also teach them about life and the injustice of life, but how to overcome obstacles that you face, not with fear and whining and playing victim, but by summoning your inner badass bitch and going in and taking care of business.
Exactly.
And so the main character, now granted, the series focuses on the entire classroom itself. Like, you get to know a lot of the students very intimately. Like there's the psychotic Karma who comes in partway through.
Oh my god, Karma, so hot.
Yeah, I don't remember her name right now, but the girl who has a crush on Nagisa. Yeah. And then the main character is Nagisa, who's like your typical. Actually, there's nothing really typical about Nagisa.
He's the OG assassin.
He's weak and frail, but he's dressed like a female all the time.
Yeah.
And he doesn't think that there's anything really remarkable about himself.
But he's
truth is, like in disguise, he's a wonderful assassin and an even better teacher through the method of assassination. Yeah. And his parents are going through a divorce, which is part of why he's there. And his mom makes him dress like a girl, and there's just all this stuff. And it's a really great, solid comedy anime with a lot of heart in it. It does kind of reuse a lot of the typical anime scenes and tropes that we're used to as far as settings and setups for certain plot devices, but it utilizes it really well. And it's a really just great series that's overall well written with a couple of hiccups now and then, but they do a really good job of misdirection and also showing character development, which makes it like all the worthwhile.
It's one of those anime where like it has a shit ton of characters, but it's done well. You know, there's individual care and individual attention to every single one of the classmates, which is very, very nice. I really appreciate that. Because typically you're gonna see an anime with a lot of characters, it's like they're just there, they're just whatever, you know, but here they actually, you know, they care about the characters, and like every character is special and unique in their own little snowflake way, which I very much like. And my god, Karma, he's so fucking hot. God damn, I had the biggest crush on him. Like, I didn't care that he was psycho crazy. I was into that shit, man. Like, I wanted to smash. He was so hot. But yeah, like, if you're a teacher, you're really going to appreciate this anime, because it's like, oh my god, they get it, you know? Because it really goes through the struggles of teaching and being a teacher. I love how casual it is as well. Like, the relationship, you would think that the relationship between Koro-sensei and the students is very tense, but it's actually very casual, and they even build a friendship with their target, which is really insane. Hold on just a second. I think Bridget disconnected. I'll cut this part. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so technical issues have been resolved, and I completely forgot what I was talking about in the assassination classroom, but I think we can all understand what the point is. I think we all understand. The point in general is that the anime is very good and we recommend it. Like, if you're a teacher, you're really gonna... Oh wait, I remember now what I was talking about. I love how casual it is. I love, like... This relationship's supposed to be like super tense, because that's what you expect, but they're all like really good friends and they get along, and sometimes the teacher even helps them like figure out ways to kill him and explain, like he gives them challenges and ways that he could possibly die. Like, it's a very cool relationship they have. Like, if you've seen a meme, like there's this meme that, like, me with my teacher when I really hate him, it's like, hey sensei, can you come outside for a real sec? I'm gonna try and kill you. And it's like super casual, like it's just like everyday Tuesday. It's really funny. But yeah, overall great anime. So number 17 is the original Hunter x Hunter, which really surprises me that's higher than the Hunter x Hunter 2011, because, I mean, I only watched the 2011 version, but I heard that Hunter x Hunter 2011 is the best version for the show. And again, Bridget has technical failure. God damn it, why does this keep happening? We'll be right back. Okay, we're back again. I'm sorry for the difficulties, the technical difficulties that we're going through. Hopefully this shit won't happen anymore. Bridget's computer is kind of being a bitch, but it's okay now, hopefully.
No, it's the government doesn't want you to know.
The government
doesn't want you to know.
Dun dun dun.
It's a conspiracy to hide Koro-sensei.
But anyway, as I was saying about Hunter x Hunter, I was very surprised that it's higher than the 2011 version because I've only watched the 2011 version and I've heard that the 2011 remake is much better than the original. So I don't know why the original is higher. So
feels probably because it's the one that people connected with.
Yeah, maybe it's because of nostalgia and because it was the most watched. So basically this has the opposite effect from Full Metal Alchemist, because like for Full Metal Alchemist the remake was higher and this one wasn't. So yeah, anyway. So number 16, Cowboy Bebop. I love this anime soundtrack. It's so good. If you like jazz, if you like cowboys in space, if you like bounty hunting, if you like really quirky and complex, varied characters with their own backgrounds that have to work together even though they have no chemistry, which is one of the flaws of the anime, but it's still good, you will love this series. Like, if you just like anything that has to do with space, cowboys, and jazz, like, this anime's got you, fam. It's beautiful. It's not even beautiful, it's beautiful. I love it.
Also, I don't recommend using the 3-episode test with this anime because it doesn't really start to pick up till about partway through when you start to get onto Spike's kind of story, but every character is well fleshed out. The world feels real, and it's a really good kind of take on what colonization of the other parts of our solar system would be like, realistically. So
it's very creative.
Kind of gritty.
Like in that sense.
It follows some of the actual science that they're trying to work on too. It covers everything from religion to interpersonal relationships to transgendered issues in one episode and gang violence, and it covers a lot of the same things that the Ghost in the Shell anime did, but also kind of what's right and what's wrong, and when do you cross the line and when do you let things go, kind of thing.
So if you're a classy motherfucker, like with a K, you're going to like this, because this anime, like if there was one word to describe it, it's fucking classy, man. It's just so
I actually
classy.
have a weird story with this one. So I think my first episode that I watched of this was Toys in the Attic, which is the one when like everybody gets attacked by like this weird alien slime thing, and like Spike has to fight the thing in the fridge. That was the first episode I ever saw of this anime, which confused the hell out of me.
Oh, that's not a
so
good
just
episode
know
to
that,
start. That's not,
Yeah, because it's not indicative, so you really do have to watch the whole thing, because there's not necessarily filler episodes, but like there are standalone episodes that have kind of their own
thing.
Overarching.
Yeah, it's actually very slow at times. The anime.
But worth it. It's like the godfather of anime. Even people who don't like anime and think that it's just for kids usually end up liking Bebop just because of Spike and because of Jet.
Yeah.
This is a little bit sexist, though.
A little bit, yeah. The thing about this anime is just it's a like a friend defined it to me as a flawed classic, flawed masterpiece. So like even though it has flaws, like for example, I don't like what's the kid's name? Edward. I don't like him.
Yeah, Radical Ed.
Ed is very annoying. I don't know what the fuck he's doing there most of the time. He's
actually, Ed's a girl.
Oh yeah, that too. Like it's a girl with a boy's name. You'll figure out why later on. But basically, I don't get like she's the most out of place out of all the characters in my opinion. she's just kind of there, you know, like she's good at technological stuff, so she does help sometimes, but I don't like her. Like the other characters are actually more developed. She's just like, you know, like even the dog is more fun than, even the dog is more entertaining than Ed. Like I don't like Ed. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. I'm single-handedly making Pembroke corgis the shiz. Granted, they were already the shiz.
What?
He's a Pembroke corgi, or at least he's modeled after a Pembroke corgi.
Oh yeah, the dog,
Little
right?
fairy dogs. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I like the dog. The dog's cute. But even the dog is more interesting than Ed. Ed is just like, okay, I'm gonna tag along. Look at me. I'm a weird spaghetti noodle monster. Okay, bye. So you're just like, Nani?
Well, you know the reason why Ed's there, right? Ed is there specifically because Spike doesn't like women, children, and animals. Hence, have the trifecta of things that Spike doesn't like on the ship.
Yeah,
and they kind of make a little screwed up family together, and that's really good for Jet because, like, Jet has his own kind of sad, you know, middle-aged man backstory, and it's good because you get to see him be like the mom of the ship, right?
Yeah, Jet is like
he's
the
on
mom.
a lot of. He has a lot of like non-traditional gender roles in that series, and it's really kind of nice in that regard.
Yeah, like he's always the mom. He's like, Spike, don't you return after dark. And Spike's like, fuck you, I do whatever I want. And then he returns like, okay, I forgive you, but don't do it next time. It's like, bitch, I never promised that shit. So, like, I feel bad for Jet. Like, he's just the mom.
I think the most, like, one of the coolest things about Cowboy Bebop, too, is, like, a lot of anime that, like, show bounty hunters, like, show them, like, getting epic loot, right? Yeah. No, like, there's entire, like, epic seasons of, you know, famine for the crew of the ship.
Yeah.
Like, they're eating nothing but, like, cabbage and despair.
Yeah.
So it's a really kind of good show of just, like, the destitution of living in the future, and, like, it's worth it to see the backstories for the characters, especially. Like, FaZe is, like, a good...
FaZe very interesting.
Kind of... Yeah. She comes off as a very negative stereotype for women.
Yeah.
But then you find out she has a very...
Interesting, yeah.
She's a survivor above all else. So if you want to have some like laughs over some dry humor, if you want to see some kick-ass action, some sci-fi,
listen to some
space
jazz.
opera to a degree, some martial arts and detective stuff and some stuff and jazz, lots of jazz, and stuff that will just make you just really question life and think about where you are, then it's a really, really good series to watch. So
yeah,
we can't do it justice. Just watch it. If you haven't watched it yet, then it's kind of like one of the foundational educational animes that is kind of required of any anime fan.
Yeah.
And it's like The Godfather. You have to watch Citizen Kane and you have to watch Godfather.
Yeah.
And even if there are flaws in it, bear in mind that it was a trendsetter. And those flaws are like freckles, like on a perfect face, right? Like they're beautiful. So just enjoy it. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. And also, here's a fun fact that, Bridget, you might not know, and I will say it in a way that's not spoilerish. Something happens at the very end of this anime, and I've heard that the thing that happened that seemed it seemed like, you know, it leads to you thinking something. I heard that the creator said that it's not confirmed. Like, the ending is not confirmed. So, you can believe whatever you want from the ending, because it's not confirmed. Boy!
I could also say that there's an episode where there's a cult leader, and it's all part of a simulation that he made, too. Do some Ghost in the Shell shit. Because this anime has layers like an onion, baby. And some of them will make you cry, and some of them are just, like, sweet and succulent and delicious. So.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, the ending.
Oh, I know.
I know. You know that wasn't confirmed? Did you know that wasn't confirmed?
One of the most iconic ending scenes of an anime, too. It's like right up there with Death Note. You know, you have Light coming to the end of the anime as he does, and then Spike has, you know, the most epic last line of an anime ever, followed by the "see you around, cowboy." You know,
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's
I love
it's
it.
11
Based off,
out of 10.
off the Western.
11 out of 10. Oh, by the way, if you think all dub is trash, this is like the one anime along with Bakano that has good dub. I actually watched the dub. I didn't watch the sub. I was like, okay, this is the only anime that I will let myself watch the dub.
Yeah, it was the only dub that wasn't a failure for the longest time.
Yeah, so I watched the dub. It's actually good. So if you're too lazy to watch something with subtitles, watch the dub. Here's an excuse. If you want to start with anime, watch this dub. You'll love it. Okay, so number 15. Ah, no! Why?
Never seen it. Never seen number 15.
No!
Overrated. Actually, the next three anime are like the most overhyped, popular, tripe bullshit. Yeah. So, starting at number 15, we have Tokyo Ghoul. Which, if I see another fucking Kaneki cosplayer, I'm gonna rip my fucking eyes out of their sockets and just fucking rip my skin off.
They fucked up this anime completely. Why do you fuck shit up? Okay, so I used to like this shit. Like, until I realized and matured. Just like SAO, I used to like this shit, but then I grew, like, I matured and I realized how much this shit was trash. Okay? Because I was a young otaku, I didn't know what quality was still. So, like, the opening of this anime, the first opening, it's amazing. But that's the only amazing thing about this anime. Because, my god, it's so rushed. Like, it had an interesting idea, but the anime is so rushed, man. It's just... And, like, the ending, you're like, what the fuck just happened? You don't understand shit at the end. Like, things are super rushed, and then in the end, you're just like, what? 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 Like, I was, like, baffled. I did not understand what the fuck was going on. And then they make season 2 even worse by confusing you even more. Like, and I just watched 2 episodes of season 2. I'm like, dude, okay, no, I can't do this.
Here's my take on it, right? Because like I've never really seen it, but I've seen enough of it because it's so pervasive in the current anime zeitgeist right now, right? Like, everybody's just sucking this anime stick so hard.
Yeah.
And the manga, I guess, too. So, my take on it is young... It's all an allegory for maybe STDs, maybe? Because, like, it starts off, I think it's like Kaneki goes on a date with, like, this attractive Mega Neko chick with big tits, right? And then she turns him into a ghoul, and then he's forever, like, fighting the part of himself that wants to eat human flesh when all these other people are basically zombies.
Flesh.
So I guess it's using, like, a variation of zombieism with STDs or maybe sexual desire. And then you find out, like, you know, he's actually a really good person and eventually overcomes it or some shit.
Flesh. Not even once. Not even once.
Yeah.
Man.
So it's all, like, a big STD allegory, I guess. That's what I'm getting out of it. Like... You know, instead of, like, the hook killing you, you end up with zombie AIDS, I guess.
Zombie AIDS, that's a good one.
Am I wrong? Because that's what I generally get from, like, people who are trying to explain it to me.
I mean, you're half right. I mean, there's nothing really sexual.
Well, he's half ghoul, right? So,
oh my god.
He goes on a date with her, right? So that's gotta be like an allegory for his budding manness.
Yeah,
he's apparently like a vegetarian man. He's not like a super aggressive alpha male. He's a little beta cuck bitch.
Oh my god, yeah.
I might have had a little too much to drink, but...
Yeah, you calm down, man. Calm down.
He's a cuck. Kaneki's a cuck. Cuckaki.
So, you're half right, but it's not really anything sexual. He just innocently has a crush on this girl, you know? And he got bad luck, and now he can't eat no more, and now he's living out of fucking beans! Fucking coffee beans! Because apparently, for some reason, the only human thing girls can have is coffee beans! Just coffee. That's the old. And you're like, why coffee? And the anime is like, potato, who cares? Like, who cares? We're not even gonna explain why it's just coffee. And you're like, okay, can you explain this other 500 things I don't get? What the fuck's going on? It's like, nope.
Maybe some protein content in it?
I don't know.
That's almost as bad as the big reveal that they revealed in Attack on Titan.
Oh god.
Oh god, that's some called in bullshit
don't
too.
don't
I'm not gonna tell you, but I don't know, it's stupid. It undermines everything. So just don't watch season 2. Just watch the first season.
But I did watch season 2. I'm just saying don't say anything because, you know.
I'm not going to. But just for anyone who hasn't seen season 2 yet, save yourself, don't watch it, it's stupid.
But I liked season 2. I thought it was okay.
We'll discuss later what I'm talking about.
Alright. So yeah, I heard that the manga is a masterpiece. The manga is a lot better because a friend described me as 60 chapters, like summarized in 12 episodes. So it's it's that rushed.
Okay, so it got raped by the editing floor, basically.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're getting a season 2 of this. This is really long, so let's just cram all this shit together because that always works so well.
Yeah, and season 2, like if season 1 was confusing, season 2 just gets so much worse. It's so much worse. Like you can even understand a few things in season 1, but season 2, the first episode, you're like, why, who, what, where, when, why, how, and they don't give you answers. And I'm like, no, fuck this shit. I'm out.
You should have read the manga!
Yeah, basically, like, it's just so sad that some anime companies do this. They just make a rushed up anime for a cash grab. But they don't put in the quality, and it's basically, this is just a big flipping in the finger and telling people, read the manga if you want something good. And you're just like...
Devil's advocate, though. Right? Like, that's how they make their money. Because, like, the people who are already reading the manga, they're going to watch the anime and be pissed off, of course. So you've already gotten the money out of them because they were, going to watch it anyway. But then the people who have seen the anime who want to see a more fleshed out version of it, the anime is basically like an advertisement for the manga.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't want, like, the super caffeinated crack version of this, then read the manga and spend money on all 660 volumes. You love it.
Yeah, that's just
Hollywood does that too.
Sad, man. It's just you don't do that shit to my heart. You know, it's just disappointing. But
on the bright side, we can just eat it since, you know, it endorses cannibalism. So,
lol.
Let's eat Tokyo Ghoul. Engage in some cannibalism with Miko High.
Oh, hell
hey,
yeah.
It tastes like pig. It's good. Long pig.
Yeah.
Nom nom.
Okay.
Bacon.
Okay, so number 14.
Naruto.
No.
Not to be confused with Baruto.
No.
Copy of that shit.
No. It's Horuto. It's Horuto.
Horuto?
It's Horuto, yeah. Because if you haven't seen this anime, like, bullshit, you haven't seen this anime because it's fucking unavoidable at this point. Like, I don't like.
I can honestly say I've never seen more than 15 minutes of it in a stretch because I can't stand to watch it.
Same, man. I watched like the episode where Naruto kissed Sasuke for yaoi reasons, and like some episode where he turns into a girl and there's this giant pervert that has a crush on Naruto as a girl. That's it. It's like no. Nah, bro.
Well, okay. So the series itself covers a lot of ups and downs as these ninjas go through their academy and go through the typical shonen training ground of the multiple schools and or contests, basically. You know, the fighting tournaments that always happen in anime.
So Pokemon?
Shonen based. Yeah, but then you also have, like, they do some decent character development because they've just got so many volumes to get through, and the anime apparently is really bad about filler just because they were still, it was going
Yeah.
concurrent with the manga itself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of kind of secondary stuff. There's a ton of game franchise things because it is what has simultaneously popularized and ruined the legend of the nine-tailed fox for everybody. Thanks a lot, Naruto.
Naruto has more filler than a pack of Oreo cookies. That's how much filler it has.
Hey, the thing is, the filling in the Oreo cookie is the best part, right? With Naruto, it's kind of like, it's like ice cream. Like, when you get, like, okay, so you know when you get, like, an ice cream that's, like, blended up with, like, bits of, like, chocolate and Reese cup and nuts, and, like, the ice cream is there, but you're not there for the fucking ice cream. You're there for the fucking bits of chocolate and the crunchy good stuff. Naruto's like that, so... it's great for the people who enjoy like a decent anime, I guess, when it comes to action. It does recycle a lot of plot points though.
Yeah.
And it does use a lot of old cliches. But we have to give them credit for world building and kind of coming up with the cool idea of jutsus and how those work, and then readapting the concept of ki and spirit energy to their purposes. They do flesh out characters as they go. So
the fight scenes are also good. I heard that there are good fight scenes in Naruto. They're very memorable fight scenes in Naruto.
Yeah.
So if you're into that,
it takes a long time. So that's another thing too. So it's like One Piece. You shouldn't, I don't know, I would look up a guide to see what episodes are actually worth a damn before you actually start watching it. That way you could just skip the filler episodes and just get to the good, plotty, chunky bits.
Yeah, good point.
And you can actually just stop it, too, at the end of Naruto. Like, after all the romances have come to a conclusion, you can see who has spawned with who to see if your ship made it. But hey, if that's not enough for you and you just really fucking love it, Boruto is out now and it's about Naruto's son. And I'm not going to tell you who he reproduces with, but if you don't know by now, then, you know, you'll find out soon enough, and God help you.
I just hope it's not Sakura, because I heard she's a bitch.
No.
Then I'm good.
Sakura ends up in an unhappy relationship, I'll say that much.
Alright, yeah.
And her daughter's a bitch, too.
Oh, shit.
She has a little girl, and her girl's a spectacled cunt.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that's Naruto for you. It's just, I didn't like Naruto.
If you like DBZ, then you'll probably like Naruto. But DBZ in One Piece.
Yeah, but I did like this next one. Sorry if I'm a disappointment to you, senpai, but Fairy Tail. This was one of my starting anime, so I have a very soft spot for this anime. Over time, I have slowly realized that this anime is deeply flawed, with a lot of things, such as it has a lot of a main character block and stuff like that. But I still love the world. I still love the characters. I still love everything about it because it's one of the animes that got me into anime. It was
beautiful soundtrack too.
Oh yeah, bitch! I am a whore for Celtic. I am a whore for Celtic music. I love it. It's my favorite kind. It's my favorite genre of music. If I had to pick, it's Celtic.
Here's a fun thing. Yuki Kaijura does the soundtrack for Fairy Tail, if I recall, or at least some of it. She also did Magical Madoka and Cardcaptor Sakura. Or Sakura, rather. And Dot/Hack. So, great musician all the way through.
Oh, that's cool. So, yeah, so Fairy Tail is basically, so Naruto is ninjas, One Piece is pirates, Fairy Tail is wizards, and I was a big sucker for wizards all the time, ever since I was a little kitty, because Harry Potter and shit. I love magic, what can I say? I love Celtic, I love fantasy like that, I love magical creatures, so I was hooked into Fairy Tail. So, one of the problems with this anime that a lot of people say it's crap, it's because of its, character, block, which makes the character OP and immune to, a lot of shit. But, I don't mind it that much, since I still like this anime, and because I do see a lot of characters losing things, Like it's not 100% perfect, you know. You don't. It's not like it's completely everybody gets what they want. Like the problem with Fairy Tail is that you don't see it. You can't see it all at once because only 2/3 of the show has been released as an anime, and you kind of need a little more time to actually get to the parts that are heavier in the anime. So it does take a little bit.
And most of them involve Lucy, if I remember right.
No, Lucy's one of the main characters, and she's actually my favorite character. Like, I used to be such a Fairy Tail slut, man. Like, I love Fairy Tail. I have a Fairy Tail mug. I have Lucy's keys. I have her backpack. I have all the Fairy Tail shit. Like, you don't even know.
You should throw away the one for Aquarius, though, and you know why.
Oh, God, no! No, I'm not doing that! Shut up!
No, you have to break the Aquarius key, and you know why.
No! Stop! I'm not doing it, damn it.
Just watch the series and you'll understand what I'm referring to there.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, like, that scene was one of the sad scenes. Like, it was a very big sacrifice that she had to do. So, there are scenes, and there are, like, sacrificial things in this anime. There are very heavy moments, you know. And even though it's, like, a lot of that friendship thing, like, One Piece has that, and there are a lot of fans of One Piece, so why have to shit on Fairy Tail, you know what I'm saying?
I think it also has some Sailor Moon qualities as well, because, like, if I remember right, some of the story arc with Lucy kind of involves that, and Ezra has, like, a whole forbidden love thing going on, if I remember right.
With who?
I don't remember. Don't ask me. I've not seen the whole anime, but I've seen scenes of her, like, basically having, like, an unrequited love, or like a love that can't be, which is kind of sad for her. I don't know what season it is, but I've seen clips of like her going to kiss the guy and them confessing, but then being like unable to do it for some reason.
No, it's very like One Piece. It's not. There's really no romance, really. Like they kind of
bullshit.
They kind of hint at it. They hint at it. Like,
and there's a ton of fan service too.
Oh yeah, the fan service, man. So many boobies everywhere. So if you like that shit, you'll like Fairy Tail. So, but like, it's not romance heavy. It's like One Piece. It's just adventure, you know. Which Fairy Tail, One Piece also has its fan service, but I guess Fairy Tail's like better budget fan service because goddamn,
it's got more female characters that are strong in the front line as opposed to One Piece, though. Like. One Piece, from what I gather, has kind of like a limited female cast that's on hand all the time. Mm-hmm. Fairy Tail has like a full stock of hotties that range from big tittied to cute and little, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta appeal to that lolicon crowd.
So there are the ships. Like, the ships are mostly confirmed, like mostly canon. It's just that it's like 90% canon. So there are, like, everybody has their couple, kind of.
To the point where I think the creator actually drew what the children would look like too, and kind of covered like a brief thing. There's. I'm not gonna give anything away, but you should look it up. But Lucy's OTP that most people go with.
Yeah, I got
the fire breathing one. They have a picture of what their daughter was supposed to look like.
Oh, I want to see that shit. That's got to be cute as fuck. But yeah, so Fairy Tail, I like Fairy Tail. You know, I have a spot. It has a soft spot in my heart. I'm a big collector of Fairy Tail themes. So
if you like Magi and like the concept of magic and fighting tournaments and fan service with a lot of like filler stuff kind of thrown in there too for laughs, poorly executed laughs, then you'll probably like Fairy Tail. It's a good schlocky watch.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's above Cowboy Bebop, though. Actually, I can't believe that Fairy Tail, Naruto, and Tokyo Ghoul are above Tokyo Bebop.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, that's a little bit of bullshit, I agree. But hey, you know, what you gonna do?
And even though I love number 12, I can't believe it's above Cowboy Bebop.
I'm very indifferent towards number 12, so you want to talk about this one?
Okay, so number 12 is No Game, No Life. Basically covers a I don't know if really neat is the correct term to use for the brother and sister combo in this, but you have a brother and sister who make up this gaming team that's pretty much, well, undefeatable. They're perfect for each other. And they're adoptive brother and sister, but they're both just geniuses and great with games and stuff like that. And they can, like, you know, play MMOs on their own and do like 40-man raids with just the two of them, like using keyboards with their feet and hands and stuff. They're just like MLG to the next level, right? And they never really leave their house, and they're extremely codependent upon each other.
And Japanese otakus, basically.
Yeah, I don't always, well, you already know my prejudice against the, oh, we're sucked into another magical world and have to survive trope. I hate that shit. But No Game, No Life does a really good job of utilizing this. So their brother and sister combo get basically propositioned by a mysterious email to basically play a game. And they get sucked into another reality wherein they are challenged with basically surviving in a world where every major decision is decided upon by a game. There's no war, no actual bloodshed. Nations and lives and fortunes are won based upon a game of choice, whether that be a dice roll or whether that be, you know, a huge epic game of chess like the gods play. Now, granted, from what I've gathered, the either the manga or the light novel covers this a bit more and goes into more detail than the first season of the anime does, but they end up partnering up with a princess whose kingdom has been lost because she sucks at games. But her grandfather was apparently amazing at them. And so they team up with her and gradually work their way up to winning her kingdom back against some of the other races. Because you have humans versus angels versus cat people, animal beast people type things. And it does a really good job of kind of layering the suspense up with the story along with this really interesting pastel palette. And it does a good job of keeping the tension up. There is a lot of fan service because they love to horribly torment the poor princess chick, who basically agreed to be the main guy's servant, I guess. She made some kind of agreement and lost the bet, and so she's basically his bitch now.
Yeah, and they're the kings now. Like, they're the main
kings
bitches
now. And it eventually will start leading them up to where they're challenging the gods of that world. But it's a really interesting kind of just, you know, it's its own thing. You really can't compare it to anything. Because it's, you know, games are life or death. And that's all that matters in that reality. And as long as you're good at games and know how to, you know, outsmart things. Now, granted, they pull some MacGuffin-y bullshit in some of the games. But it's really good with comedy. It has good fan service. There's not really a lot of fighting action, but it does a really good job of layering up the suspense and some of the not quite breaking the rules, but bending them to suit your own needs kind of thing. And it's pretty damn clever. There's some good humor in it. So it's worth it, if nothing else, just to see the beauty of the animation, because it's got one of the most breathtaking anime styles, I think, right up there with Bakemonogatari. And I ended up watching this one over Bakemonogatari simply because it wasn't as pretentious and with its head up its own ass.
Well, yeah, the animation is definitely very pretty, but I don't know, it just didn't do anything for me, this anime. Like, okay, they're really smart and they do things with games, but I think the reason why this didn't do much for me was because of the whole incest, not incest thing going on between the brothers and the whole fan service thing. I feel like if they, I don't know, it's just like, it's like Log Horizon. This shit just didn't do anything for me.
It gets played up, but they're not really in a sexual relationship. Like, the brother-sister team.
Oh, but they're in love with each other. Come on.
The little sister has more feelings towards him than he does her. Like,
yeah,
that.
But
like,
he
sincerely sees her as a little sister. He doesn't have sexual feelings. There's awkward situations with her. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the kiss scene though? The kiss that scene. What the fuck?
I think he has
Yes.
more feelings for other characters. He likes bigger titties than what she has. And like the little sister in her own is kind of a badass character. She's really the main brains of the operation. And like she's kind of like bi because she's the one that's like always torturing the princess chick more. And she's the one that also kind of messes around with the angel a little bit more too. So it's cute. I don't know. It's fan service that I can tolerate.
I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me. Okay,
It's
so
okay.
finally we're moving at the top 10 anime about.
No, we got one more. We got number 11.
We didn't do 11? Wasn't no. Wait, where is 11? What's 11?
11 is Ko no Kachi. It's a silent voice. That's the anime about the girl who basically coming to terms with her bully learning to not be a dick, and basically
Oh.
becoming to. How could you forget that anime? It's like one of the most
It's
popular
it's
and
not-
kind of like you need to watch.
It's not showing up in my my thing. That's why. Oh, there
Okay.
we go. Oh, okay.
Which I haven't seen it yet, but it's
I have.
it's heartbreaking.
I've
The
saw.
clips I've seen.
I saw it with a friend, and oh my, this anime is just.
The dog is just letting his feelings be known for how heartbreaking this anime is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, you know the kind of feels you get from Clanad? Expect that. But
Yeah.
like,
but not as good. Not
yeah,
as-
well, it's,
nothing beats After Story. Okay, these movies are gonna try and try, but fuck all of y'all. Planet is.
I would say that I prefer this, because it's like you've also got...
You didn't say that. Shut up.
I've seen Clanad After Story, but Clanad After Story is also kind of like...
Nah, Planet made me cry.
It's a cop-out. This,
No.
I think, it's something that could really happen, and like it's kind of in that same level of feels of like Anohana, right? Because like
Yeah.
you're dealing with people as they're coming of age and how they change. And let's be honest, right? Some of the biggest assholes on this planet and the most unrepentant pricks are children. Children are fucking cruel.
Oh yeah.
And they will tear you down.
That's why I don't want
even up through high
kids.
school.
Never.
Yeah, they'll
never.
tear you down for social popularity.
Yeah.
And this poor little girl, if I remember it, she's deaf, and so
Yeah.
she has trouble making sounds, and so like her syllables don't come out right. And she gets mercilessly bullied by this little prick of a boy, and the rest of the class goes along with it. But of course, by the time they reach middle school, that's not cool anymore, and he's kind of ostracized. And the anime covers the two of them kind of reconciling, and the parents reconciling, and people, I guess, forming a different opinion about him, showing that he's changed. So
You know,
it's coming of age and redemption.
This anime is full of hypocrites, really. It shows how much everybody is a fucking hypocrite. Fuck humanity, to be honest. The only angel in this shit is the deaf girl, because she did nothing wrong. I don't give a shit. She did nothing wrong, okay? So here's the thing. Like, the boy gets accused of being a bully, right? And then he's like, I wasn't alone. Everybody bullied her too. But he alone gets blamed for it because everybody else denies it. And there's this set of characters. Like, every character has their own internal struggle. Every character has their own internal flaw. So this is based on a manga. So the manga has a little more detail and a little more insight on the other characters. But basically, you can get, in general, you can understand what these secondary characters are all about, and it really shows. This anime film did remind me of something like that's very human. Like it's like you said, it reminded me a little bit of Anohana, though it doesn't deal with that. It takes a lot of elements of like very sentimental humanity, flaws. We are deeply flawed human stuff. So, but like, I also like the main character, the kid, the boy, because like in the beginning he is an asshole. That's true. You want to fucking murder his ass, but then he grows up and he turns into someone that like deeply remorses everything that he did, and it really shows that not everyone that's an asshole will forever be an asshole. People can change, people can learn about their mistakes and grow from them. Like, he was so deeply remorse about everything that he did that he, well, I won't say it because that's a spoiler, never mind. But like, he does everything that he can to make her happy, and it just deals with so much shit about everyone. Like, he's going through some hell, she's going through some internal struggle hell as well, especially her. Like, goddamn, the poor kid, man, the shit that she goes through. Like, it's just very
People
hard.
are assholes.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about without giving spoilers, to be honest. So this is a film that's very sensitive. It talks about all these themes. So honestly, if you're into movies that are sensitive like that really talk about humanity's flaws and things like that, I do recommend it, because it's an emotional journey that you go through, and you do get a lot from it, because there's gonna be at least that one character in this anime that you're gonna relate to. P.S. There's a Brazilian dad in this shit, so I was like, represent, hell yeah. I was kind of happy about that. So
Yeah, so if you like Toradora and Anohana and Clannad After Story, then you'll probably like this, or any Studio Ghibli thing that has like hard feels.
yeah.
And it's just it's a based emotional story that's very well grounded. So
So
yeah.
this movie really did get me in the feels, but it did not make me cry. You know, it was something similar to Angel Beats, because I did get emotional. I did feel the feels of all the characters, but I didn't really cry, you know? But it was
You know what
good.
makes me cry?
What?
Number 10.
Ah!
Number 10 makes me cry tears of joy.
No, desperation! No! One punch! I love this anime! Thank God, we're talking about something lighthearted, because I love this shit! OP done right, motherfucker! OP done right! I love it! One Punch
Do you like
Man.
action?
Yeah!
Do you like comedy?
Yeah!
Do you like a pretty nonchalant character who shows you how boring and pointless being the ultimate fucking powerful superhero would be?
Fuck
while
yeah!
also having a great cast of people and some really awesome humor.
Fuck yeah!
Written by the same guy who did Mob Psycho 100.
Fuck
Well,
yeah!
you'll like One Punch Man with Saitama, your everyday hero who is just a regular guy who wanted to be a hero. And through an extreme exercise routine of 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and I think a 10-mile run every day, which made him lose his hair because he wasn't using air conditioning and stressed himself out by living on a poverty diet, then this is the anime for you. Watch him as he takes on monsters of the day. Watch epic people like Kamen Rider show the goodness of humanity, and watch how douchey people can be and easily misled by people like the Tiger Brothers or whatever their fucking names was.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
so good.
And all the characters, and it's so well integrated. And
Like, if you're
it's perfect.
if you're a Marvel fanboy, just watch this, because this is what's gonna get you into anime. Because this
Actually,
is
if you like the Tick and the way that it approaches superheroes and kind of like the weird foibles that they have in a comedic way, then I would definitely recommend One Punch Man. It takes all of the typical action anime and just subverts them and covers the stupidity of some of their tropes in a really kind of fresh outlook on a way, while also being upset about groceries.
Yeah. So
Missed
like,
the fucking sale, Kohai.
this anime is good because you don't really have to think about it too much. You just sit back and enjoy the action. But if you do want to think about it a little bit, you realize that it's actually really philosophical as well, because it really talks about themes of, you know, how human life would be very boring and if everything was easy, because that's basically Saitama's struggle every day. He has unlimited power! Eeny bitty space.
Oh, in a spoiler that's released in the manga, which, by the way, if you haven't read the manga, please
don't
do.
Tell me.
Like,
Don't read the manga. Don't tell me. Don't.
Okay. Oh, you do? Well, you probably already know what happens then.
No,
it involves
don't tell
King.
me.
I'm just gonna say King. But
no.
Okay. If nothing else, even if you don't watch the anime, look at the story of the guy who wrote it, right? Because it is like, it's a story about perseverance when everybody else tells you that you suck and that you're wrong and that you'll never be good at something.
Oh yeah.
And like, he fucking powered through and pushed through, which is what Saitama does, and you should take a good lesson from that.
Yeah.
And also, I would let Geass do anything to me.
Oh god.
I'm gonna admit it. I love Geass.
No, I like Saitama more. I'd smash Saitama.
Actually, I think Kamen Rider is actually my favorite character in the whole damn anime because he's just a regular guy with a bike.
Oh my
but you
god.
know what? He goes and like throws down with like the best of them against like the worst odds and gets his ass kicked. But that's the whole thing, right? It covers what is really a hero. Is a hero somebody who goes into a fight knowing they're going to win? Or is a hero the person who's willing to put everything on the line knowing they can still lose?
Yeah.
That, and also, what's integrity? You know, are you willing to do something for the recognition? Or do you do something just because you enjoy it? Yeah. And it covers that too. So it's like, you know, it's great. It's good of philosophy. It's got like a good kind of Buddhist mentality to it too. So I love this anime.
I mean, Saitama.
I want to just make love to this entire anime. Basically, yeah. Like Saitama, we don't deserve Saitama.
Yeah,
like,
we don't deserve it.
He's too pure for this world.
Yeah.
And Kamen Rider's a sweet cinnamon roll that needs to be protected.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that out there.
I'd smash Saitama though, cause I'm into bald guys. Apparently, I'm into bald guys.
Saitama reminds me a lot of my boyfriend, actually. So, like, he has like the Saitama personality, just very chill and relaxed, and he hates mosquitoes too.
Oh
so.
my god, who doesn't hate mosquitoes?
I'm a pretty lucky lady. Fucking mosquitoes.
That's cute. And in my side of the story, I'm just gonna die alone. That
I'm gonna die alone. Somebody please stick it to this woman. Stick it in her. Anywhere. I don't even care. Pick the hole. 3 of you.
No!
Like, scissor her. I don't even care. Please. She has vacancies to be filled. You can one punch one of them too, I'm sure. With some practice and warm up and some lube, but
oh my god.
Anyway, one punch! Oh yeah, most epic opening theme song ever.
Yeah.
Even if you don't watch the anime, watch the theme song.
Yeah.
Do it while you're exercising. It'll help you get massive gains, brah.
Yeah.
You eat that protein shake and listen to that One Punch Man theme, you're gonna get some massive gains.
Exactly.
And don't skip on leg day.
Exactly, man. Like if One Punch doesn't motivate you to get out of bed in the morning and do shit with your life, there's nothing that will. You might as well.
You're just a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You need to listen to this theme song. You need to run. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Do it, you fucking whore.
Do it. Make your dreams come true. Be like One. One made all his dreams come true.
You can't make your dreams come true.
Yeah.
If you can't make your dreams come true, then at least make that chick in the standout line come.
Oh
you know, the one that you're listening, while you're listening to this podcast right now in the grocery line that you're standing in, you see that hot redhead over there? You go over there. Give it a chance, man. Don't be a pussy. Do it. Do it. And if you're a chick and you see that hot guy or girl or actually, if you just see anybody that you find attractive, just ask them. Give them a chance. You know what? The worst they can do is say no.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're stronger for it. Get that XP in life, bitch. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Anyway.
Okay.
We got off topic, so I guess we have to go to number 9 now, even though Saitama is bae, and I want to
we don't have
off
to
his
do.
head.
We don't have to do number 9. Fuck Code Geass. Fuck Code Geass. I don't want.
You keep calling it Gears. Number 9 is Code Geass. So we've talked about.
Gears.
I think the.
Fuck it.
Yeah, it's Geass.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You can call it Code Geass.
Why is this at top 10? Why?
So it's number 9. We already discussed, I think the second half of the season. You already know why it's number 9. It's the ending and the character development and big robots. So we're going to go ahead and go on to number 8, if that's okay.
Yeah. No, but, I don't understand. Why is this top 10? I hate this anime. I was actually able to finish... No, wait, this is season 1. Yeah, I finished season 1, but still I hate it. It's boring. Fuck this shit.
Isn't that the one where that one, chick whose memory he keeps erasing. I'm gonna just say if that happens in the first season, that's probably why number 9 is where it's at.
Yeah.
Poor Shirley.
I think so, yeah. Well, whatever.
Okay, so number 8.
I have not seen this yet. I've heard nothing but sad things about it. And, like, sure, I'll watch it. But I'm not in a hurry. So, I don't get why it's number 8, though. I've seen sadder shit than some musicians or whatever.
Have you ever heard the Sheryl Crow song, The First Cut is the Deepest?
No.
Once again, this is kind of the result of the audience that we're dealing with being younger and maybe not being exposed to other sad anime early on.
Yeah.
So, Your Lie in April, if I remember properly, covers a young pianist whose mother died when he was young, so he stopped playing. Mm-hmm. He goes to school, meets this young, vivacious, just full of life, vibrant girl who plays violin. And that inspires him to start playing again. And so you see their relationship develop, and eventually it culminates in a concert. And I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but appreciate the people in your life and, you know, carry on the dreams. You know, everybody that you meet in life has a purpose.
Yeah.
Even if you don't necessarily know it. Yeah. And value your time and don't give up on stuff just because it hurts to do it. Yeah. Celebrate what makes you you, I guess.
But come on, Marching Comes Like a Lion did that shit a lot better. Why can't Marching Comes Like a Lion be on number 8 just because it wasn't popular?
Because it doesn't have an English title, that's why. It wasn't easily Americanized in the title. And it didn't have probably an intensive love story. Everybody loves a tragic love story.
Fuck y'all teens with your love stories. March is like a lot. I wanted March Comes In Like a Lion to be top 10. That was better.
I'll let you talk about number 7. How's that sound?
Ayukero yume wo akiatsume pararara samashimono sagashi kiyutsu no sa One Piece
So do you think the reason that most of the chicks in the anime really end up falling for Luffy is because you could like do some really, really kinky like Mr. Fantastic sex shit?
Oh my
He's got that rubber band body.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Like, no.
Not a lot of people fall
You've
for
got
Luffy,
in your mind.
though. There's only one character that actually falls like head over heels for Luffy, and he's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I am not interested in marrying you. Shut up. Go.
I don't understand what the vajayjay is. Where's my treasure?
Yeah.
When I said I wanted booty, I didn't mean your ass. I meant like gold. I wanted to be the best pirate ever. I didn't want to be a booze hound. Here's my hot chef guy. He'll take care of you.
Exactly. And come on. Sanji's my bae. Sanji is my bae.
I'm all about the reindeer guy. Actually, who's that?
Bestiality! No!
Hey, he can consent, damn it.
But that's bestiality! You know that Chopper is not actually attracted to human ladies, right? He is into animals.
You know, I could probably find a devil fruit and turn into whatever the fuck I wanted, so... Like, it has some of the best villains in any series, though. It's like, granted, Bleach has some very interesting character designs overall, but like, One Piece knocks that shit out of the park. I haven't even seen the anime, I just have like a very cursory knowledge of it. Mm-hmm. But damn, some of the character designs and some of the weird ass kind of crazy 1990s adventure anime shit they get up to. Jesus Christ.
I love it so much. I love this anime.
It is not a...
I love it. I love everybody.
It's a huge watch, though, so...
It's like 800 episodes now. I watched this shit when it was like 760 episode. I binged it. I took 4 months to finish it after I graduated from high school. So I had time. And it was quite the ride. It was very fun. I recommend just watching this with a friend. Like, bro, let's start One Piece. And be like, okay, bro. And you just live the adventure together, because One Piece, just like Fairy Tail, is just a shitload of fun, just fun times, good fun times. I love One Piece, man. It's really good, and I think Bridget, wait, I really have to pee. Mama Dara, can I go to the bathroom? No, lol. Don't read it. Okay, so I just read something.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to read that out loud. You could edit that out, I hope. But,
no, it's too precious to edit up.
Okay. Well, you can continue on about One Piece. I'm gonna go, like, pee, so...
Okay.
I'll be back in, like, a minute.
Okay, bye. Have fun.
Read on about One... Okay. No, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, okay.
I'll
Have
be
fun.
right back.
Okay, so it's just Adara time talking about how great One Piece is. So yeah, I binged this when I was after I graduated from high school. I moved countries back to my home country of Brazil. So I moved to a city that I didn't live before. So I kind of had to. I didn't have friends or anything like that, and I'm a antisocial weeb. So I just started watching One Piece, and you know what? One Piece was a really big part of my life at that moment. Because it really helped me not feel alone. It gave me some sense of adventure. It gave me sense of fun. So it was very much like a fairy tale to me. Like they both did something very nice to me. And I probably have more fond memories of One Piece right now because I've watched it fairly recently. Instead of fairy tale, I watched it a very long time ago. But they're both very similar anime. The main difference being that One Piece is about pirates and the other one is about magic, and this one's a lot longer. So this one also has a very beautiful set of characters, each with their own unique personality. It does have fillers, but it's not as much filler as, say, it's not as much fillers as Naruto per se or other anime. If I'm not mistaken, it has about 80 episodes of filler. But one thing that's been really bad about One Piece lately is I think Bankai Studios is what it's taking care of One Piece lately. So the episodes have been really stretched out. You know how I was very angry at Tokyo Ghoul for being like too cut too quickly. Like it was running way too fast. This one's taking way too long, and it's because it's it's because it's trying to catch up with the manga. It's not trying to be too close to the manga. If I'm not mistaken, the manga is like in chapter 900, and One Piece is in like chapter 800 or so.
It's not in One Piece. It's under 900 pieces, is it? That's some bullshit.
No, the manga is like on chapter 900 or so right now, I think, and the anime is on chapter 800. So they kind of stretching it out instead of doing like what's it called? Fuck. Instead of doing like filler series, instead of doing filler series, they're kind of stretching out the episodes, and it can get very tiring because One Piece is like like if you watched the Joey's top 10 anime of all time, the April Fool's video, he basically nails it with this metaphor. Because One Piece truly is like a bag of potato chips, which has like 60% air. And that air is like opening, ending, and recap. And it only has like that 40% of actual content. So it is like, it's really, it's very stressful, the fact that it's just taking so long to, like they're stretching shit out so much. It's very stressful to watch, but you know, I mean, honestly, I wish Bankai just did like a filler arc or something, because it's just wait for or take a break, because One Piece has weekly episodes ever since it aired in 1999. And it's been almost 20 years, and Luffy still hasn't found like One Piece. So you're like, what the fuck, man? So the bad thing is that it's taking too long, and that it's way too close to the manga. so they're stretching out these episodes. So I just hope, like, I just hope that Bankai like gets their What? What's so funny?
I'm a little bit too inebriated. And you're like, Luffy just can't find One Piece, and I'm like, well, he's had a bunch of bitches thrown it at him. If he would just, lower his fucking standards,
What?
bitch. One Piece, right? Yeah,
No.
You feel me?
No, man.
He'd be looking for that One Piece.
Yeah, he's looking for that One Piece. Like he's really being really dumb. Where he could just go to KFC and get a combo chicken of like 5 pieces of chicken for $5.99. But he's like, no, I have to have that One Piece.
By the way.
No, I am bleeping that. I am bleeping that. Woman, you. You are tipsy as all fuck right now.
No, I'm just doing that to be a bitch now, just because it's gonna be funny. Like when I'm just like, people are gonna just hear the long beep noise, because.
Stop!
Oh, have fun editing that.
Bitch, do you know how much work these take? I took like 2 fucking hours just to do the covers for the last episode. Fuck you.
But Adara.
Stop it! Can you like
Okay.
stop, please? You know how much work this takes? Okay, thank you. So One Piece is a great adventure. I'd say like take your best friend by the hand and be like, "Will you live this with me?" And they're gonna be like, "Hi, Desu," and you're just gonna binge One Piece and be family together. P.S. Zosan all the way. That's like my OTP of all time. I love it.
Prepare to give up your life for a couple of days and live on nothing but pizza, beer, and the wasted dreams of your youth.
A couple of months.
Sleep is for the weak.
Yeah. So number 6, I've never seen Steins Gate. I want to see it. I will see it, but I have never seen it so far.
It's a really good take on the butterfly effect.
All I know about Steins Gate is that there's like a scientist with a white robe. That's it. That's all I know.
Scientist with waifu, time travel mystery. Okay, if you've ever heard or played Life is Strange, just imagine that in an anime setting with a lot more psychological drama and shit and weird philosophical stuff. So I've not seen it, but I've seen like synopses and spoilers for it. So yeah, it's got a really interesting visual style too, with a lot of kind of really just kind of cool tidbits thrown in there. So it's on my to watch list if I could ever be pissed to do it, i.e. when I'm done with the semester.
Yeah. Also, same. I have to watch it still. So we will watch it. Unfortunately, we can't give a lot of comment on it. Okay.
It's better than Gate. I'll say that. Don't get Steins Gate confused with Gate, right?
Oh.
That's like getting like a really, really good wine confused with like gutter water. Don't do it. Steins Gate. Steins Gate, not regular Gate, because regular Gate sucked and gargled balls.
Oh my god.
Okay, that sounds good. Actually, no. Okay, it chews on them voraciously. Like, not in like a kinky kind of, ooh, that feels nice kind of way, but in the, oh my god, that hurts, on a backhand you bitch kind of way.
Oh, hell yeah. So yeah, we will watch it. Don't chill out, fams. We will watch it. So, 5, Attack on Titan.
Having the cake with the bees and the eagles.
Hot, 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 hot. Bees and eagles. Hot, hot, hot. I
only know Attack on Titan because I saw the theme song before anything else, and that's the only thing I knew it from.
Yeah. So, but you've seen the anime, right?
No, I've seen enough of it to know what goes on in it, though, because everybody else saw it and ruined it for me. So kind of like with Game of Thrones. I didn't have to watch it because everybody told me everything.
Oh my god. So they didn't. So you never actually sit down to watch Attack on Titan.
I watched one episode.
That's it.
and I've seen multiple clips since then. And from what I gather, it is one of those shows that suffers from a bad case of cliffhangeritis, where every single episode in the first season is a cliffhanger. And I don't really like the main character. Aaron's a bitch. He gets magical superpowers. He has his wife, who's a super badu chick.
God, don't spoil it! You and your spoilers, god damn it.
It's not really that much of a spoiler, considering the fact it's, like, pretty early on in the series that happens.
Yeah, it is,
right?
But there's a lot of, like, shit that happens that will make you think that that won't happen, so I'm gonna bleep that out. Because when I watched it for the first time, I legit thought that blank happened, and I was like, no! But then blank didn't happen. I was like, okay, phew. So it does.
Well, I mean, okay. They don't know how anything happens, though. And they don't know who dies, because it's another one of those series that relies on who's going to die, you know, in this episode or maybe the next.
Yeah.
So, don't get attached to anybody.
It really, a lot of characters die. I heard that the creator of this is the Game of Thrones of anime when it comes to characters dying, because I heard the creator saying that he's basically going to kill everyone by the end, and I'm like, dude, not cool. I was into this shit. Now you gotta ruin it for me. So yeah.
He ruined it in season 2 for me already. So
I like the opening song. Sasageo, Sasageo, Shinzu, Sasageo.
Yeah, no, my issue comes down to, like, the biggest mystery of the first season, right, is where do the Titans come from? What are they? And I think in season 2, that shit gets revealed. And, like, you know when you see, like, the scary monster, then you see the zipper on the back of the suit, and it just totally ruins your immersion? Like, yeah, that's what happens in season 2. So if you want this anime to stay good, just watch the first season.
Yeah, it's not like I wouldn't say personally that it ruins it, but I would say well, not all Titans come from what you think they come from. That's just a few Titans. So there's still a lot of questions in there. So there's still a lot of cliffhangers in there. And if you're, like, okay with watching a season every 4 years, hey, buddy, that's cool with me. Like, I used to love this shit, like, religiously before. I was very obsessed with the show. I even bought, like, a cape, like, the cape of the Wings of Freedom.
The scouting group, I guess?
Yeah, I bought the cape. Like, I take that cape every time I travel. It's, like, basically my blanket. I just sleep in that and feel cool inside, you know? Because I'm wearing a cape to sleep. But
I eat potatoes. That's something that makes me like the anime, you know, since that one chick just loves her potatoes.
Maybe.
And I clean, apparently, like Levi, so, yeah, totally a fan.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Potato Girl had her own special episode in season 2, so, you know. So this anime is very mixed because it was an anime that was overhyped. But, like, it's okay. Like, it has really good stuff in it, but it's not, like, the best thing ever. But I'm not surprised to see it at top 5 because, you know, how popular it is. Like, it's not just an anime that's popular for the otakus. It's an anime that's popular worldwide. Just like number 4, Death Note. Death Note is one of the classics, you know, from the 2000s. It's an anime that got a lot of people into anime as well, and it has a very brilliant detective story. It has a very amazing story about justice and where does justice come from. Oh god, we don't talk about the Netflix movie, man.
Yeah, the Netflix series doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. No, we're talking about the anime, the actual masterpiece that was the anime. Because this anime is actually very intelligent and, like, it has these two extremes of what justice is, of what humanity's morals and humanity's nature is truly consisted of. So,
and the movies were pretty good too, the Japanese live-action movies, including the standalone one they did about L.
No way!
So,
no, the movies suck. The Japanese movies suck. Have you seen that CGI for Ryuk,
they're
man?
Fun. No. I judge something more on them based upon whether or not the CGI is good. They're campy and they're enjoyable in their own little way, you know?
Nah, I don't like them.
I like the okay, look, I just have a huge crush on the guy live action series.
Okay,
Okay,
that's the
I'll
reason why
admit
you
it.
like the movie. Cause come on, the movies are bad. Don't watch the movies. Just watch the anime.
You
Anything
can watch the
that's
movies too.
no, don't watch the movies. Trust me. Like, trust me. Most there is a reason why most anime adapted movies are trash. There is a fucking reason, fams. Listen to me.
Well,
Don't
I mean,
listen to
not the
Bridget.
American one.
Bridget
What's the
is
Japanese
drunk
one?
in wine. She doesn't know just the fuck she's talking
I am
about.
not.
Yeah, but you tipsy.
I'm just saying they have their own little niche and they're kind of fun. But the series itself goes on for a little while. It does kind of drag on at some parts.
Some parts, not too
like
much.
your psychological thriller boner will be pleased, but like like when
Your
you're teased a
detective
little
boner
bit
will be
too
pleased,
long
too.
and it kind of gets numb. So yeah, like
I have a
Just,
friend. I have a friend that doesn't care about anime, but I actually got him to see Death Note, and he actually liked it because he wanted to study detective stuff. I don't know what the name of the career is, but basically study to be a detective. He's still studying right now.
it'd be criminal justice is a thing, but I guess like it's more so profiling, I guess, with because they're profiling who Kira is.
Yeah,
And
it's a cat. It's a cat
Also,
and mouse chase. This entire anime is a cat.
Misa is like the most fucking annoying character ever, and like I don't know. I also liked Mello, even though he was a dick, and I think everybody's main issue is who they replace L with. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So the thing about Misa, I don't think she's the most annoying anime character because I've definitely seen much worse. But I actually kind of feel sorry for her because Light basically abuses the shit out of her like so hard, and it's just kind of sad to see.
Well, she lets him do it though, and she knowingly lets him continue on. But
Yeah,
I think the
because-
coolest thing is how her Shinigami looks out for her. I guess.
Oh yeah, Rem is such a cool character. Such a sweetie. Is Rem a he or a she? I never got that.
Shinigami are basically genderless, but Rim is more characteristically designed and voiced, if I'm right, by a female character, and Ryuk is generally perceived as male.
Yeah. So basically, if you haven't seen this anime, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Because this anime is the shit. It is good.
Quick overview synopsis. A high school boy happens to find a notebook that is dropped by a Shinigami who simply wants to watch the chaos unfold after he drops it to see what'll happen if a human gets their hand on Death Note. While he's also there, he's tied to the wielder of the Death Note, and Ryuk specifically kills people with heart attacks, which makes it nigh impossible to track down who he's killed. Light starts to use it to bring about his justice. Like, he starts killing off people that he views as unfit for society. Generally criminals and people eventually who start to piss him off because he starts to develop a huge god complex. And eventually he starts to get so predictable with who he kills and when he kills them that the police start to seek him out to figure out how it's happening. Hence, how L comes onto the scene, and thus the game of cat and mouse between the two of them begins.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misdirection, a lot of clever ploys, and the most dramatic "I'll take the potato chip and eat it" scene, as we mentioned before. So it's
it's two geniuses with different morals of what justice is, what the right thing is, chasing each other in a fight to do the best that they can to, you know, make the world a better place, basically.
Who's the greater evil? The evil who punishes the wicked as judge and executioner, or the person who allows mankind to decide their path?
Yep.
So a lot of religious moral arguments there too, and kind of a lot of touching the gray area of society in our public and private faces. So it's a good psychological thing. A lot of I wouldn't say necessarily filler, but if you miss one episode, it'll mess you up. So it's not something that you should just skip around and watch. You really do need to kind of watch the whole thing.
Yes. So finally, we're at the top 3. At number 3, we have Kimi no Nawa, also known as Your Name. You know what? I liked this movie. I thought it's basically a Freaky Friday. If you've seen that, I mean, you know, the typical two bodies changing places. You know, their souls change place. It's a girl from the countryside and the boy from the city. They change lives. You know, every so often, and they live in each other's bodies. And it's a story
They
about
experiment with their sexual organs, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I would do.
Well,
Go ahead.
they're kids still, so like the most you get some titty grabbing, but I doubt that there's anything too sexual about it. And you know,
Okay.
so yeah, so there's a tragedy that happens with the girl, and you know the boy does everything that he can to prevent the tragedy. It messes a little bit with time traveling, like a tiny micro teeny weeny bit. A little bit. It's like cheating time traveling, but you'll get it when you see it. And you know, they grow up and they become adults, and you know, they have happily ever after question mark. Bittersweet ending.
Question: does he smang it?
We don't know. We don't know if he smeans it. So the creator of this movie is like it's his most popular film, right? So there's a lot of most of his films involve around romance between teenagers, and a lot of it is tragedy. But this one is actually more entertaining and it's more fun. And I think that's why it got so popular. I have a salt with this. I have a bit of saltiness with this movie because it has become the highest grossing anime film of all time, and I'm very bitter about it because Spirited Away used to have that. Like they had that, you know, they had that title, but then Kimi no Na came and fucked everything up for me, and I'm like, fucking Spirited Away is better than you, motherfucker. But you know, it's romance, so that's why it's more liked and it's new and popular. Fuck you, Spirited Away is better. Eat my dick, okay? Eat my shorts, bitch. But yeah, it's a good movie. Have you seen it?
No, it's way past the too popular mark, and I generally don't like depressing things. So
It's not depressing. It actually has a like, it's not Kimi no Nawa, it's not that emotional. It has a lot of comedy in it, so trust me, it's not depressing at all. Like, it has emotional moments, but it's not depressing emotional like Kimi no Nawa. It's just, it has a feel-good moment, has funny moments, has sad. It's balanced. It's one of this author's most balanced works, because a lot of his films are way too sentimental for me. Like, but this one has balance. So I do recommend you watch it. I think you will like it. You can watch it with Takun. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, bear in mind too, I've been in school too when it came out, so I've not really had a lot of time to. Granted, I've had plenty of time to binge The Ancient Magus Bride, but not this, apparently.
It's a 2-hour movie. How bad can it be? Like, if you're one day with Taku and you're like, you want to watch some anime movie? He's like, okay.
That's 2 hours I could spend watching trash like Lucifer.
But your name is good. It's not trash. So I do like. Don't get me wrong. I'm salty that this is the highest grossing anime movie of all time. But that does not mean I don't like this movie. Because it's very nice. It's very nice. It's balanced. I say it's well balanced. I mean,
Watch Genshinken instead.
It's not the most original thing in the world, but it's nice. Like the music is nice. The visuals are very nice. Like it's a very nice movie.
Not to piss off everybody by watching the American bastardized version that they're going to end up making, because you know they're making that, right?
Oh god.
They're making an They're making an Americanized movie of this show. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just watch that first and say it's the best thing ever, just to watch all the people cringe.
Oh my god.
And then I'll continue watching Watermote because I love it.
Oh my god. Why are you so mean, man? Don't do that.
I don't care about your opinions. They mean nothing to me.
It's hashtag savage. Okay, so at number 2, we have Boku no Hero Academia. So I can hear a lot of people screaming of joy and crying tears at the same time. Sorry. Either screaming of joy or screaming of anger, because this anime just came out! How is this number 2? Yeah, that's how I felt, in the beginning. But it's like Bridget says, it's like it's mostly new otakus that are young and they're just getting into anime and they haven't watched the classics. They just watch the new shit, which is very sad. But, like, I'm not saying this anime is bad. I like Boku no Hero. I think it's very fun. I think the heroes are very well made. Their characters and their personalities are very good. The dilemma of being a hero and talking about what morals are, what justice is, and, what it truly means to be a hero in this modern world. Like, I think they tackle those themes very well. The tournament arcs are done very well. So, it is well done. But it's number 2. So, what can you do? It's a popular anime. It's good. It's not historically good. It's new good, which is like, I wouldn't really consider it second best anime of all time, but what you gonna do? That's what young people vote for, because that's what they're normally exposed to and that's what they watch.
Well, that's what the Anime Guys fans vote for anyway.
Yeah, that's true. No, but Joey actually talks a lot about, like, older anime as well, because Joey is just one of those otakus that's seen basically everything, because he's half Japanese. He's grew up reading manga, watching anime, playing video games, so he has a lot of exposure, and he really recommends a lot of good stuff. But, it's the young demographic. What can you do, Do you have any comments for Boku no Hero?
My fiance watches it, and I do like the way that his abilities work once he gets them. Yes, I'll say that.
That's it?
That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't seen enough to really pass judgment, so it's in my category of popular weeb trash right now. Maybe when it's less pop shit.
I don't think it's going to depopularize anytime soon, but okay.
It'll be retro eventually.
Eventually. Like in maybe 25 years or something.
Yeah, I'll be dead by then, and there'll be better anime out, and then I won't have to watch it. Okay. That's so mean, I know. I'm so bitter.
Okay, so before we get to number 1, do you have any honorable mentions of anime that you wish were in this list?
I wish Slayers had been on here.
Slayers
it's back in that whole VHS era of anime. I really wish it had been here. The train wreck that was Bubblegum Crisis might have been fun to have. I don't remember if it was on here or not, but Gunsmith Cats might have been nice to have had as well.
It wasn't here.
I think Trigun maybe have been in here, and if not, it needs to be, because Trigun's amazing. Gungrave's amazing too, and it should be on here, because it's like a weird zombified retelling of The Godfather, and it's got a video game tie-in, which the game is schlocky but really fun. I wouldn't say Corpse Party, because that's just kind of bleh.
No,
but
Corpse Party.
Maybe Strawberry Panic. Strawberry Panic, Utena, and maybe Kanazuki no Miko would have been nice to have had on here too, I think. But they weren't on here, so. Yeah.
Okay.
No love for Yuri, but lots of, gay love. So, well, boy butt love, I guess.
Yeah, that's also something that I don't get. Like, the market for yaoi in Japan is so scarce. Like, there's rarely any yaoi hentai out there. You can find, maybe 1 or 2, but that's it. And that's just so depressing, because there's clearly a demographic for it. And women
also, Jellyfish Princess and Rosen Maiden, I think I would have liked to have seen on there, too.
Okay. So,
no?
I can't
and Azumanga Daioh. It should have been on there somewhere.
Right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So, I'm just gonna keep it short. One of the animes that I'm very glad was no, one of the animes that I'm sad wasn't here, that was in the Japanese list, was Mononoke. Because that anime is the shit. Like, I just finished it, and it was awesome! Like, it's this motherfucker badass medicine seller trying to kill Mononoke. The art is so beautifully aesthetic, man. I love the art in that shit. But...
Actually, there's one.
Huh?
There's one other one. I'm gonna have to look it up. Keep talking. You're good.
Right. So, Mononoke, animes that I'm glad wasn't here, though. I'm surprised that it wasn't here, but I'm also very happy it wasn't here, which was, what was this bitch's name? The Melancholy of Suzumiya Haruhi? It wasn't here, right? Because it wasn't, right? Yeah, I hate that anime. I don't get why it's so popular. This bitch has worse hime-dede tendencies than Light, and she's annoying as all fuck. And no other character is even likable. And don't even get me started on that 8-episode loop arc. My fucking god, what a waste of my time was that anime. I'm also very happy that K wasn't in this top 100, because it wasn't the Japanese one, and I was very pissed off. Because K is trash. K is absolute garbage. And I don't get why anyone would like that shit. Just because something looks pretty, it doesn't mean it's good. It's like Joey says, a turd with sprinkles is still a fucking turd, okay? And that's K. I can't really think. I think I did have, like, a few animes in my head that, like, wasn't in this list that I really like. But I can't think about them right now. Because I do have, like, my own personal list of, like, I do a review for every anime that I watch, and I write it down. But I don't have, like, it's like 4 different journals at this point, and I'm not going to lose your guys' time looking through my journal to see which animes I wish was there. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Were you able to find the one that you wish was there?
I'm still trying to find the name for it. I know what the plot of it is, and I feel like such a bitch because I don't remember the name of it.
Can you tell me?
The one thing I will say is that the animation style in it is really... I didn't like the way they did the eyes in it. I remember that about it. But the general plot is that you have this young princess or noblewoman whose father gets murdered, and so she seeks out this traditional family to basically help her get vengeance. And the thing is that this man who developed his own martial art, he has trained his son to basically be equal to any samurai sword. So, like, the son's like this massive kung fu master, kind of like Goku, and he has kind of like the same childlike innocence, but they end up going on this epic adventure, basically killing these people to track down the person that they need to avenge. And it covers the development of the relationship between the two of them. It does Inuyasha's plot better than Inuyasha does, honestly, and it's really epic and has this really beautiful Japanese setting and has a really just beautiful tragic ending. And I love his sister. And
I have no idea.
Don't remember the name of it. I'm trying to find the name of it right now, and it's just kind of like...
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that anime. Do you have any animes that you're really upset that you're glad wasn't in here?
Diabolic Lovers. Oh my god. I always talk shit about that anime, but you have to understand, right? Like, I really wanted to like the anime rendition of that, and the fact that it's not on there means that there's something worth saving in humanity. Like, no one has to die, so that's good.
Okay.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised Crayon Shin-chan wasn't on here too, considering how kind of popular it was. But yeah. It's so probably that, and I'm glad Gate was on here. Gate was some bullshit. And MD Geist.
I'm glad
I'll say MD Geist.
I'm glad Kyokai no Kanata wasn't in there because that anime, like, I was expecting something really cool and badass, but all I got was mopey teen romance trash. So I was very upset that it wasn't there. So, like, there's this anime that's that's a little, niche is something popular, right? Just want to make sure.
Niche is not popular. Niche is kind of like popular within like a group of people. So it has like a very specific market that it kind of cater to or makes happy.
Oh, okay. So, no, this is not niche, but there's this movie called Millennial Actress that's by the same, Paprika! I'm really sad Paprika and Blue and Perfect Blue and Millennial Actress weren't there. None of his movies were there. That's what I'm very sad about. Like, none of his movies were there. What's the name of this director? He's like second best director next to Miyazaki. Let me check real quick. Like, I always forget his name.
That didn't get mentioned was Rurouni Kenshin, by the way. That didn't get mentioned at all.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Satoshi Kon! None of his movies were in this list. I'm very upset with that. Because this motherfucker makes genius movies. He makes really, 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 really good movies. Paprika, Perfect Blue, Millennial Actress, and my Christmas traditional favorite, Tokyo Godfathers. This motherfucker is the shit. And I repeat, none of his movies were there. I am very upset about that. So upset. 0 out of 10 stars, man. Oh, but Nasuka, you're upset that Nasuka wasn't there, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of, well, I'm not necessarily surprised, to be honest with you, because it's, yeah, it's not surprising to me, but it's unfortunate, considering how, like, classic Nasuka is. Oh, and I found art for it! Damn it! Let me see. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at my fourth list here to see if I find anything. Little Witch Academia.
Oh yeah, Little Witch Academia. Why the hell is that not on there? It's like amazing.
Maybe it's because it was not on Netflix or something like that. So
it has to be some bullshit like that.
Yeah, maybe a lot of people didn't have access to it. It could be that. So
found. Here he is. It's Katana Gatari. I love Katana Gatari. Oh my god.
Right.
It's amazing. The animation is beautiful and kind of weird, but it's got a really nice... If you want some, like, feudal era Japan with some epic anime action and, like, a tragic love story, then that's your hookup right there. Like, it's beautiful. And, like, Nanami is, like, the best character ever. Oh my god.
Right.
Oh, okay. And Excel Saga. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Okay. So let's move into number 1. Cue the drum roll, please! And the first, number 1, best anime of all time is... Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Are you serious? FMA
Not Fullmetal Alchemist, but Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
We already discussed Fullmetal Alchemist, so you can go back into the first episode and watch our first coverage of that, because we slightly cover this. But in short, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood had the advantage of being released later on when the manga was, you know, mostly pretty much well done, and thus has a more cohesive plot as a result. Right. So that's kind of fun. Character development still great, solid animation, great soundtrack. And some of the story arcs are explored a little bit more fully and concisely with a lot less filler. Mm-hmm. So, you're welcome.
So, why do you think this is number 1?
It is probably one of the best combinations of comedy, action, and creativity that's been executed in an anime, probably ever. As far as narratives go, it doesn't cater a lot to, like, stupid bullshit fan service. There is no bullshit harem thing. It applies to the themes of the darkness of the human spirit and making mistakes and overcoming them. It has just a great like protagonist pair, right? Because you've got the Elric brothers, and they're amazing, and they're flawed, right? They're not perfect people. They mess up. They have moments where they're short-tempered and petty and jealous, and they're going up against the 7 deadly sins themselves. And it also incorporates a very unique concept of how this world overlaps with theirs and the time period and everything. It has just a lot of really unique uses of concepts blended together to just like get the right mix of fantasy and steampunk. It fills a void that nothing else really has up until that point, and it does so wonderfully with great storytelling. Even if it wasn't an anime or a manga, it would be a great novel. And like if it was written by Jules Verne, nobody would blink an eye at it. It's just a classic. And you know, it's well executed. You know, there's really not much else you could rather say than it pretty much well succeeds at everything it tries.
Yeah, that's a good point of that. So like I don't even have anything to add into it. So there you have it, guys. That's the full list of top 100 anime list of all time. We also have like there's a lot of superlatives kind of that the Joey had, like the most famous anime throughout the ages. It had like the most famous studio, the most famous genre, which is like action, adventure, and comedy, which is basically every shonen ever. So you can really see that shonen is one of the like most popular series, like genres of series that there is. And then there's like my favorite thing, like I laughed so hard at this when I saw it, was the never knew how this was anime, like the list of the meme answers that people had. So that when I saw that made me laugh so fucking hard. So we have all your favorites and all your favorite anime, like Cory in the House, Harry Potter, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, The Diary of Anne Frank, Dolores, and of course the Magic School Bus. So that was like a really funny list that they had there. Yeah. That was the list. Thank you very much, Bridget, for going through this adventure with me, breaking down all of these anime. Do you have any final comments or thoughts that you'd like to share?
The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie. Yeah. Definitely.
Well, actually, do you want to cover really quick, like the years that all these came out in, so people can kind of get an idea of, like, I don't know. Maybe you can do that in another list or sometime. But
yeah, sure, we can do that. So, from 1986 to 2007, Dragon Ball, starting with Dragon Ball. Then we have Akira, 1988, which is obviously. Dragon Ball Z, 1989. 1990, like we skipped 2 years because apparently there were no anime during those freaking years, or there wasn't anything in the list.
It wasn't recorded, at least. I guess those are ones that aren't on the list.
Yeah, I suppose. 1992, we have Sailor Moon. So these are some of the, like, these are the most popular anime through the ages. 1995 is Neon Genesis Evangelion. 97, Princess Mononoke. 98, Cowboy Bebop. 99, One Piece. 2000, Inuyasha. 2001, my boy, Spirited Away. 2002, Horuto. 2003, Full Metal Alchemist. 2004, Bleach. 2005, Mushishi. That's pretty interesting that's there. 2006, Death Note. 2007, Gurren Lagann. 2008, we have Black Butler. 2009, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. 2010, Angel Beats. 2011, Steins Gate. 2012, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 2013, Attack on Titan 2014, Your Lie in April 2015, One Punch Man 2016, Boku no Hero, and 2017, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which is the most popular anime as of the making of this series. This is the most popular anime for 2017. But yeah,
And if
huh?
Ancient Magus' Bride isn't on that list in like 5 years, I'm gonna eat my hand off.
I'm sorry, my dude. But yeah.
If you haven't seen that anime, you need to. Oh my god.
Also watch Mononoke. It's totally awesome. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Any last words you like to say, Bridget? Besides the cake is a lie.
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy.
So yeah, thank you very much, Bridget, for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know, do all that good shit to help grow my channel. You can follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, stay determined. TTFN, guys.